Bricks and Minifigs is your one-stop shop for all things LEGO. Hit the link below to find a store near you. Hey everyone, Joshua Hanlon here at BrickSlopes in Utah, and we're taking a look at a Warhammer 40K collaborative layout. So I've got the builders with me here if you want to introduce yourselves, and then we'll take a look at all the details.
I'm Evan.
I'm Alex.
And this is a Warhammer 40K diorama of a battle. It's not canon, but it's our own imagination. So it's Imperial Guard versus the Orcs, which are two factions in this far future, grim, dark world that are doing battle. So.
Very nice. So obviously this is based off of kind of an existing property that has its own figures and everything. So with that being the case, how do you translate that into LEGO then?
That was kind of tricky. You might notice the Imperial Guardsmen, they are not genuine, like, off-the-shelf LEGO. These are aftermarket custom guys from another location. But they are really cool and they fit. And they're actually partially the inspiration for the build. The Orcs, which are they're from the Series 24 that just came out, as well as some of these other guys are from the older fantasy line. They work really well because the Orcs in the Warhammer 40K universe look just like this. I've often said, actually, that whoever designed the newest Orc from the CMF series, they must be Warhammer fans because they look exactly like them.
And when it surprised me, LEGO designers have a lot of fandoms and things that they're big fans of, so I'm sure they draw that inspiration, little Easter eggs like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's given us a lot of ability to work with and be creative, really.
Well, we can take a look at some of the vehicles now then, if you want to tell us about what you designed.
Okay, yeah, I started actually with the artillery piece right here. It's an Earthshaker emplacement, actually. So it's stationary and fires big old artillery rounds out. And yeah, it was kind of my actually first model that I've designed digitally. And yeah, it's kind of, yeah.
This is a beast of a build here. So what are some of the different design elements and pieces you use to kind of capture the look of this?
Okay, yeah, I used some hinges to kind of get that curvature to the shield there. And then, I mean, a lot of little cylinders for the barrel pieces, obviously, but had a lot of fun just putting together little artillery shells, even though they're simple, It's a lot of mostly non-crazy parts, honestly, but it was a little interesting kind of figuring out the whole mechanism up in the main part of that so we could get it angled and everything. So yeah, it was an interesting build for sure.
And then what else did you work on here with the build?
So I worked on this Orc Boosta Blasta, it's called. It's kind of like this crazy, ridiculous hot rod thing.
Very Mad Max vibe.
Yeah. I added the speakers and the rockin' out orcs on there just to kind of give it a little bit more, like creativity and, zing and stuff like that. So I just had a lot of fun building it. The other thing I built for the orcs is that little war track right down there. Yeah, I mean, I modeled it off the one from the video game of Dawn of War, the first one, and yeah, it's just a simple little build. And then the other vehicle that I made is the Lehman Russ tank over there in the corner. And yeah, that was a lot of fun to build. I mean, they have a very unique shape. Everybody who knows Warhammer will see that and know exactly what it is. But it's the Vanquisher variant, which has this longer barrel on it, shoots a larger round and everything. So they're really cool tanks.
Shout out to the trash can element on the end of the barrel there.
Exactly, yeah. I figured it made kind of a cool little muzzle brake on the end, but yeah, I mean, it's a trash can, but hey, it's Warhammer, so whatever.
What were some of the other pieces you used there to create that unique look, or some of the challenges of that build?
Treads, I wanted a really specific looking kind of look for the treads, so thanks to Brickmania for those treads, that's the double wide ones from them, and they just worked absolutely perfectly for that. Apart from that, just a lot of those kind of, what are they called? The kind of angle pieces and stuff like that for the turret, and had to stack a whole bunch of those to get kind of that angle on there. But yeah, and then just had to use some bricks with the studs on the side in order to mount the skirts directly to the chassis and everything. And that's pretty much it.
It looks very intimidating, very scary, so I think you did a very good job.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
So we'll come back over here now to talk a little bit more about the terrain as well. So give us an overview of kind of your approach to that and the layout of the build.
Yeah, so the first thing I did is I jumped in Studio, and I made like a mini micro-scale map of this, and it looks almost exactly like it turned out. And I wanted there to be like a trench that kind of was not flat. We wanted to go and gradually change, looked like it was actually dug out. And then I had a lot of plants because I did Jurassic Park last year. And so I was like, let's just make as many trees. And I tried a lot of new things. I really love some of these trees here, and I spent a lot of time on those, trying new things. And then the little red things. This is an alien planet, air quotes. So those are like some sort of whatever thing you might imagine on some random planet like that. And then we lifted it so that these guys could be in a more entrenched, defendable position. Out there is like the killing field. They've had an ongoing battle here for who knows how long, so you can see some like craters. I like to try and use different colors to portray the different like sedimentary levels you might see. And there's a lot of that, and then you go back, and then I made the jungle as lush as possible with what we had. The idea being that this is a jungle planet, and this just happens to be where they've really destroyed it. And so that's why it's mostly barren here. And also I wanted to give an area for my Bane Blade to be up high, where it could fire down on the orcs. So, yeah.
Perfect. So take us through some of the vehicles you worked then as well.
Yeah, sure. So this is the Bane Blade. It's the first thing I started. It's kind of the iconic tank for the Imperial Guard. It's kind of like their ultimate vehicle. This one I actually designed to be remote controlled, so I can drive it with like the app. So it doesn't drive great, but I can. We've kicked around the idea of after we're doing takedown, just having a drive across the battle and see what happens.
I love that. Please invite us back.
Okay, if it works, we'll have you over. And then that tank, we call that a looted Lehman Russ. You might notice it looks exactly like the same tank that Alex made, but he sent me his studio file he mocked up, and I just orcified it, basically. In canon, these guys, they don't have their own tanks. They just go and steal these guys' stuff and then repaint it and do all kinds of wacky stuff. You can see they've changed it a lot.
Take a little artistic license with it.
For sure, yeah. And it's like crazy. They got like the skid on there with like past victims and spikes and all whatnot. And then behind that, that's referred to as like a war truck. And I'm trying to portray a direct hit. And so it's exploding out sideways. You got flames. You got some guy who was in the back getting airborne. The driver's bailing out.
That sense of action is so great there with the flames shooting out.
I'm glad you like it. I was trying to find more ways to kind of sell the impression that they just got hit. But like those popcorn pieces, they don't have a lot of clutch, so you can't get like a whole contrail thing going. Otherwise, I would have, like the full trail of the missile going in. And let's see, in the center there, that's not really a vehicle, but that's the Orc War Boss. These guys, they just slowly modify themselves. So he's practically a cyborg at this point. And so he's leading the charge. He's like their general. And then the back there, that mech, they call that a Khaine. There's an orc in there that's just driving. It's just a janky walker thing that they've thrown together. That's kind of the lore of the world. They just throw scrap together and it works somehow. So, and then the back we have a WOG tower.
I love the giant sign there.
Yeah, any fans of Warhammer will know that that's like a very common thing they shout, and it's how they like gain their like charisma and like battle powers, and so they just scream it. So they just have towers with signs on it. But yeah, I think that's.
You've got the big kind of rock and bunker section here.
Yeah. Originally, I wanted it to be big enough that the Lehman could be coming out of it. Maybe have a second one, so like it was a garage or something. I was short on parts, so this was about as big as I could go. I do plan to make it bigger. So it's just like a bunker where they've been holing up, and here's the reinforcements coming out to fill in the gaps because they're going to take losses for sure. You got the entrenched position there where they've been lit up with the flamethrower guy, and some guy's the skeleton. He's been cooked. That guy there, he's on fire and he's trying to run for help, but he's about to run into the other guy, so he's panicking. And then we got a bunker here. this would be like a command center. Inside, you can actually see some guys they got maps. They're strategizing. Yeah, that's that.
And you mentioned the jungle and trees that you were kind of trying stuff out with. So what were some of the design elements of these trees?
The lug I'm in, U-Lug, someone, I forgot who, they posted a picture of a tree very similar to this in that they used those brown, larger elbow pieces and also the more skinny kind of, you can see more over there actually in the darker olive green trees, those little skinny elements. I don't know what they're called, but I saw so much potential with that approach, and I just bought as many as I could from some brick shop on Bricklink from Germany. And I just tried to make as many configurations I could, because you can do all those different limbs. You can stack them on top of each other, or you can take the larger 2x2 rounds and then like stick the limbs in there and just stack them and make like some crazy looking trees. Basically, the goal was use all the foliage we have in every configuration possible, and we more or less got there. It was mostly the lack of having enough forest space to put them in. So, yeah.
And you had mentioned earlier there were some custom elements here, especially with the minifigures. Where did you get some of those from if people are interested in kind of doing a similar type of layout themselves?
Yeah, I've seen an uptick in popularity with these custom or aftermarket Warhammer figures. These ones, at the time I bought them, I think it was on AliExpress, some sort of shop in Taiwan or something. They have some other ones now that are pretty cool. The barbed wire is from Citizen Brick, so those are pretty rad. They really sell the entrenched position look. And then, as Alex mentioned, the treads are from Brickmania, which are awesome. But that's about it for non-official LEGO elements. Yeah, I think so.
Do you know how many minifigures are on the whole layout?
You know, you'd think I would have counted. There's probably somewhere in the range of 40 to 50 of the Imperial Guardsmen. The Orcs, that's a new series, and I wanted as many as possible, and everyone wants the Orcs. Like, they're the most expensive aftermarket part, so I had to really struggle to get as many as I did. I probably have 30 to 40. Man, I should have counted. People ask me how many pieces are in here, and I don't even know where to start. Not that many is like, Avatar over there, but obviously maybe 30,000. I don't know. Yeah.
It's an excellent build here, and you got a trophy out there as well, so congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah, we're really stoked. Me and Alex, we worked on this for a year. Started with the Bane Blade, and then we were just talking, and he was like, you know what, I want in on this, and I was like, let's do it, and it feels really good that it paid off. A lot of people have come by, and they've been like ecstatic. Even if they don't really know Warhammer, they can appreciate a crazy sci-fi battle for what it is. I don't know if Alex has any thoughts on that.
What's it? Sorry.
So what has the public reaction been like here?
It's been pretty positive, I think, honestly. Yeah, it seems like we've always got a lot of people kind of stopping by and looking at it. Lots of younger kids are like stopping, like, oh, look at the big tank, look at the red tank and stuff. So that's been just like kind of filling my soul a little bit and saying, okay, cool. I think we did something pretty good this year. So yeah, no, I'm really happy and ecstatic that people are really enjoying it. So honestly, yeah.
Well, thank you both for taking us through the layout here, and great work. Appreciate it.
Thank you.